What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot Laddering. So we're back with the Regigigas and Zacian team that we were playing a little bit earlier in the week. So let's just get right back to it, shall we? We officially hit Master Ball. I believe it was last episode. I'm pretty sure it was last episode. I don't know. I record stuff in advance, and so then, I have some time off, and then I don't remember exactly where we're at. So here we are, just kind of winging it. But, who's to say I don't know what I'm doing? Me. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm excited to get back in and play with some more with this team. It's interesting. I really like it. I do remember that the team feels very all in on Gigas as a max target. But being able to position yourself where you can be able to capitalize on your Dynamax if it's not Gigas going big can put you in an advantageous position, but at the same time, really high ranked opponent, top 1,000 here. So at the same time, Zacian also comes in the late game or early game and can put on a ton of pressure as well. So first game of the day, we got Eliki, Grimmsnarl, Yveltal, Rotom Heat, P2, and Urshifu. So first thing I notice here is they don't really have a solid answer to Gigas if we get up and going. That being said, they have Trick Room, they have potential Tailwind with Yveltal, they have more speed control with Eliki. So it makes me wonder if this is Lagging Tail on the Grimmsnarl, but seeing how much speed control they have, I don't think it's going to be. So I think I like Gigas plus Whimsicott here. Zacian's going to come in and clean up the end game, and I think I like Spectre here as well. To be able to put on some kind of offensive pressure against the Rotom. So let's see. I think I like that. Let's lock it in. Let's get into game number 1 and get back into it. So we have Grimmsnarl, Eliki up front. So I am going to just double protect here on 1. I think there's a non-zero chance that they go for Fake Out or Trick this turn, and I would like to figure out what they're doing before we commit to what we are doing. I think it's very obvious that we're going to try to do Gigas things this game, but the question is to what extent can we do so? If we can get up and going as soon as possible, if this is just Fake Out and not Trick on turn 1, I feel like we're in an okay position. But if this is Dynamax Eliki plus Screams, I feel a little more pressured and makes it where I don't want to go all in on Gigas early. If we can stall out this game and make it where we can max later and be more advantageous with it, then I feel okay. We're going to see a protect from the Eliki. Gigas protects. So 3 protects and a Trick. And it is going to be into my Gigas. So that makes me curious if this is Lagging Tail or if this is Eject Button. Seeing how they didn't attack on 1, I'm thinking it's not Eject Button. So I'm going to go into Zacian here and just going to set up a Tailwind. So then Zacian can come in, be the fastest thing on the field, and put tons of pressure on our opponent early here, while also negating their Trick from actually going off. Because you can't trick away Zacian's sword from him. The doggo has his stick and you're not getting it. So there goes our Tailwind. There is the trick into Zacian. It is going to fail. And there's the Electro Web. So Zacian is still the fastest thing on the field, and I'm completely fine with that. But now, what do they have in the back? Probably Yveltal and Rotom, if I had to guess. Most Zacians don't carry Play Rough, so I don't think they're going to anticipate this. I'm going to go into the Grimmsnarl. I'm just going to double into the Grimmsnarl and just ignore the Eliki for a second. There's the fake tears and Zacian, but we should still be faster. There's the KO, that's good. Whimsicott probably is not faster. No. There's the Thunderbolts. Zacian is going to go down, which is fine, because now we can bring back out Gigas, and Gigas is going to be the fastest thing on the field now. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I don't know who's at the door, but whatever. Someone is at our door, so, you know, cool. But now we can go for Worry Seed here. They are going to bring out the Yveltal. That's fine. So what we can do... I wonder if they have Rotom or if it's Urshifu in the back. Because I want to Quake into the Eliki to get the special defense boost, but if it's Rotom in the back, then it's really bad. So I think it's just appropriate to Quake the Eliki and to set up here. Oh, I thought I got that shipped. Neat. So that's the picture frame I ordered for the giveaway we did for our 1 year. That was the one thing I was missing still to get that grand prize out. So that's cool now that I have that. So interesting note here, because of the Tailwind, we are faster than the Yveltal without Worry Seed. So even if they do go for an Electro Web here, we're still going to be faster than it. Like if they go for Electro Web and they go for Airstream, but they're not, so it's fine. So we get rid of Slow Start, put on Insomnia. Now we're going to Max Strike down the Eliki. This should pick up the KO. It does through the Protect, so that's good. I wonder if this is Dark Urshifu in the back. And there is the Airstream. Going after my Gigas. Going to ignore my Whimsicott. I see how it is. They are also Life Orb. Interesting. And there's the Urshifu. So this is really great for us. Because what we can do this turn... So I'm just going to go for a Max Guard. And I'm going to Moonblast down this Urshifu to pick up the KO on it. This is going to negate a potential Airstream. It's going to negate a potential Sucker Punch into the Gigas. Urshifu does go for Detect. That's fine, though. And it's going to be Airstream into Whimsicott now. That's really unfortunate, because it's going to pick up the KO. And I believe our Tailwind ends this turn or next turn. So with us not going for the Max Strike there, they may be faster than us now, which would be really unfortunate. Yep, there's our Tailwind. But it's alright, we have Spectrier when we're facing down double Dark type, so that's cool. Feels real good there. But we'll just go for that Max Strike into Urshifu. And I kind of want to Snarl, I guess. Breaks a potential Focus Sash on the Urshifu. It's going to drop the special attack on the Yveltal. Yveltal's going to be the fastest thing on the field now, though. There's the Airstream into Spectre. So we are going to go down. And I think that's going to be GG. Yeah, that crit's definitely going to steal the deal. But not preserving... I anticipated the double up into Gigas this last turn, the turn we guarded. And had we read that turn correctly, I think we win this game. But at this point, I think we're in a position where we're not going to be able to catch back up. Especially if this is Sash. It is not, but Yveltal is still faster than us. And we might just go down to Life Orb here. Okay, we don't, but we need them to not pick up a KO here. We need them to miss an attack, and for us to pick up a KO, them to go down first, and then us go down to Life Orb, I believe is how this would work. Show me not 100% accurate move. Yeah, there's Dark Pulse. GG. So, yeah, had we protected the Whimsicott, I think we were in this game. Had we protected plus gone for Hailstorm that turn, I think we were in a good position. Or even, I think the play was Max Strike the Urshifu plus Protect, which will then let us set back up Tailwind, and it was lacking Tail on the Grimmsnarl, so that's good to know. And they also had Fake Out. Interesting. Interesting. They had Sash on the Elekey. Life Orb there. Safety Goggles Rotom. They're pretty standard sets all around. Obviously, the Fake Tears was really important for the turn to take out Zacian, but I think had we protected Whimsicott and got to live that hit, then we can pick up the KO on the Urshifu. Well, we wouldn't pick up the KO because of the Detect, but we would negate the speed boost, and then we'd be able to reset Tailwind and Hailstorm. Or probably just continue to Max Strike, but I think we could probably safely go for the Hailstorm into the Veltal to get really good chip damage on it. Bring in Spectre in the late game and go for Snarl or Shadow Ball or whatever we need to pick up the KOs in the end game there. Because at that point, Urshifu would be at... we probably take Urshifu out because then we're guaranteed faster than it. We can go for the Moonblast the following turn. So I think that one turn is what cost us that game. Like, losing Zacian early was not good, but I don't think it was... I think for the pace of play that we were on for that game, I think Gigas was more important than Zacian. And I think we played the first several turns correctly, but not calling the Fake Tears to lose Zacian was impactful for us, leading us to... had to bring in Gigas earlier than I would have liked. But we do need to remove the Grimmsnarl so we can safely bring in Gigas so we can actually use our speed control like we actually want. So let's try that again. Let's try to get paired up one more time here. Did we lose a point? Did we go down 1 point in the time that it took us to not get paired? It's all fine. Once you hit Master Ball, your ranking doesn't really matter. Obviously, if you want to push for top 1,000 or top 100 or whatever, that's on you. That's completely fine. But I get the same rewards at 10,000 as I would at first. So it does not benefit me any higher to actually climb. But for consistency of games, I do like to play on the actual ranked ladder compared to the casual ladder, where anything and everything can happen. I'm pretty sure this is Wolfie's team. I am not entirely sure, but I don't see any reason you would why else you would play Stonejourner. So Stonejourner next to Zacian. You have Ensign here. You have Thundy. So I really want to bring Ensign because I think it's going to be really important to negate the boost from everything going on. But we need to take care of the Thundy first. If we take care of Thunderous, I think we're in a very, very advantageous position. So I think R4 is probably Whimsicott, Gigas up front, Zacian, Ensign in the back. It puts on a ton of pressure against basically everything. I think this is fine. I think I like what we're doing here. Let's lock it in. Obviously, we need to worry about Ensign coming in to drop the attack on our Gigas. So maybe exactly Ensign is a reason to bring Spectrier, but we have Bulldoze and not Mudshot, which is really awkward. But Quakes aren't going to be doing a ton here. I mean, Quake deals with Torkoal and Ensign very well, and also gives us a special defense boost for Torkoal and Venusaur. Oh, I guess it also hits Zacian really well. Hits Stonejourner as well. So actually, Max Quake seems really good here as long as we can avoid exactly Thunderous. Which, if they lead Thunderous, I think we actually like protect plus worry seed them. It's gonna be Zacian Ensign up front. Okay. I actually think this lead is fine for us. Like, we just double protect here on one. Get all these abilities to start the game. Hey, we can double protect. They might switch Ensign out, which it might actually be appropriate to preserve this duo and double switch next turn into Ensign Zacian as well, which will then get rid of their +1 on Zacian. It'll also let us preserve our Dynamax for later in the game. No swaps from our opponents. We are going to see the fake out into the Whimsicott. And what is Zacian going to show us? They're going to show us Sacred Sword. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty easy. We'll go into Ensign on the left. Go into Zacian on the right. Is that correct? I see them parting shot the left slot and Sacred Swording the Regigigas. And I think it's more important to get Zacian in healthy. Meaning, more importantly, I don't want to take the parting shot into Zacian here, so that we stay at +1 compared to them going to neutral here. They're going to withdraw their Ensign, bring out Stonejourner. Okay. Interesting. They haven't shown us their Dynamax target yet. There's the Intimidate. There's the Sacred Sword into Ensign, which we do barely hold on, and that's good enough for me. So now I think it's appropriate to... We can Sacred Sword, we can Fake Out plus Behemoth Blade into the Stonejourner this turn to try to take it out. I can see them swapping Stonejourner out into Ensign again. Alright, well this should take out the Stonejourner then. And then we're going to be basically a parity because they'll probably bring back in Ensign. Okay. But our Ensign is obviously extremely hurt here. Yep, there's their Ensign. So I think the play... So I think they go for a Fake Out into our Ensign. Like, Fake Out plus Sacred Sword. So I think we go into Whimsicott here, which is probably not great. I'm just going to Sacred Sword into their Ensign, try to take it out this turn. We are at neutral. But... okay, there's a fake out into Whimsicott. Nice crit. Okay, we don't quite take out the Ensign. But there's the Behemoth Blade into our Zacian. Eat that up like Reese's Puffs. And now what do we do? We could cycle out Whimsicott. We could also Tailwind, so we guarantee win the Speed War. Could also just protect. Could bring in Ensign and sack it off just to get another Intimidate off. That's really submissible to them cycling out Zacian here. So I think it's correct to go for Tailwind. And I think I like Sacred Sword into the Ensign slot. Okay, they're going to keep Ensign in, so that's fine. We're probably going to lose Zacian this turn. Well, that's fine, because if they target down Zacian, then I get to bring in Gigas. And have Gigas uncontested on the field. They're going to set up a substitute. That's really not great for us. That's really not good. But that's fine. Is it fine? They're going to show us Venusaur as their last. Okay. I don't hate this. So what we can do is we can preemptively cycle into Gigas this turn, anticipating a Sleep Powder into our Zacian slot. And then we get to Worry Seed and get rid of the Sleep Powder. Like, we gain Insomnia, so we can't be put to sleep. But most likely they're going to Dynamax. But Little Whimsicott has done as much as it can this game. So we've seen Sacred Sword, we've seen Protect, we've seen Substitute, and Behemoth Blade. So we know their entire set. So there's no fear of like Substitute and Swords Dance here from the Zacian. Like, it's just going to sit there basically. Yep, there's the Dynamax. I'm assuming this is going to be taking out my Whimsicott with a Max Ooze. I don't envision like a Vine Lash. It could be Vine Lash plus Sacred Sword into my Zacian to guarantee the pickup, like the KO there, and to like play around the switch in as well. There's the Behemoth Blade. Please target my Whimsicott. That is not my Whimsicott. That is actually quite the opposite of what I asked you to target. Where's Max Strike? Is that Weather Ball? Okay, well, Whimsicott goes down, and that's fine. That's actually really fine. Because now I can bring out Ensign. We're faster than Zacian. I actually like Flare Blitzing plus Max Guarding this turn. This turn is going to give us a lot of information as to what our play is next turn, because if Ensign is faster than Zacian, then we can Flare Blitz plus Max Quake next turn to guarantee the KO on it. And Like, they could just target down the Ensign this turn. Okay, Zacian is in fact faster than Ensign. There's the Flare Blitz, though. We're gonna get rid of the sub. Okay. And Ensign actually holds on. And there's the Quake into Ensign. So this is all fine. This is completely fine. Because we have exactly one turn of Tailwind left. If I've been doing my math correct, we have one turn of Tailwind left. And we get to bring in Zacian now. They showed us Quake. This could be Protect this turn from the Zacian. In fact, I think it's very likely, since we still have Tailwind, that they do Protect this turn. And I think it's going to be Quake coming from the Venu as well. So we're going to protect our Zacian. And we're going to... I'm going to Quake into the Zacian slot. This is going to give us a +1 special defense boost, which is going to be really important facing down Venusaur in this late game. Okay, they don't protect Zacian. So we get to pick up the KO on it. Okay, so now it's Gigas at +1 special defense, -1 speed, and Zacian? Please? Okay, yeah, it's going to be a 2v1 versus Venusaur with both of our Dynamaxes over. And they're at +2 special defense, which does not matter here. Our Tailwind is gone, but they don't have weather control, so we should still be faster. Oh, we still have a turn of Dynamax. I thought our Dynamax was over. Yeah, this is easy GG then. Yeah, I thought our Dynamaxes were both over. Yep. Oh, that game was sweet. A lot of critical pivoting and like board position to where we can actually set up the Gigas and Zacian sweep at the end game, which is really awesome. Hadn't been able to actually get to do both at the same time, so that's super cool. Them leading Ensign made it where I didn't feel comfortable going for Gigas early, because then they can just like constantly cycle in and out. But them not having like them just giving up Stonedrenner for us was really good. Hey, look, it's Hard Trick Room. Let's see, we have Dusclops next to Ice Rider. We also have Indeedee for them to be able to set their Trick Room. Double Intimidate with Ensign and Lando, and then Milo rounding out the team. So I'm pretty sure this is Ensign plus P2 up front with Zacian and Spectre in the end game here. Probably going to be Dynamaxing Spectrier, which I don't think I care for. Could also just be... Actually, I think I like leading Spectre. No, I don't. We don't have any form of control of terrain. Man, this is really awkward because I want to prevent Trick Room from going up because I don't think we're going to be able to play through it. But we don't have a good way of, like, preventing it from going up. The fact that we're Assault Vest on Ensign means we don't have Taunt. I believe Spectre also gets access to Taunt, but we don't have it here. So it was, like, pretty awkward since we can't do what we want here. I'm anticipating Indeedee Dusclops up front. No, that's going to be Shadow Rider Indeedee. This is also just going to be Trick Room. But it's fine because we get the Intimidate off on Shadow Rider. So I'm wondering if they anticipate me clicking Protect, so they don't. And there's Psychic Seed Indeedee. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I click Trick Room this turn. I don't think I click Trick Room. I think what I do is I U-turn off of Indeedee. And I try attack the Indeedee. Like we can double into Shadow Rider, and that's completely fine. But I don't think that's the play. I anticipate them, clicking Follow Me, us double attacking into the Indeedee, try to take it out, and then them setting Trick Room. But this is fine because we're going to U-turn off of it. Nice crit. That crit actually might matter. And then we can actually bring in... I mean, it doesn't really matter. We can bring in Spectrier, I guess. And we can try to burn and cycle out the P2 into Ensign. Just to completely neuter how much damage output they can do here. That para might actually matter as well. Yep, there's the Trick Room. This is fine, I think. I also anticipate them... Do we anticipate them Dynamaxing this turn? Because I want to really preserve Spectre because I think it's our Dynamax target. So I think we just cycle out Ensign again. No, they could bring in Milo this turn. So I think we just have to go for the Will-O-Wisp and go for the reverse Trick Room. But they could... I think it's very likely they just click Follow Me here again. Oh, that's huge. They're going to fire out the Glacial Lance, but it is -1. Spectre, please live. Oh, thank you. And we get the burn off. Okay. I think we very much are in control of this game now. Because now we get to reverse the Trick Room. And now we can... What is the play this turn? I can't Shadow Ball. I kind of don't want to cycle Ensign in. So what if we just bring in Zacian and we try attack down the Indeedee? Not quite enough to pick up the KO. There's the Expanding Force. Not going to do a ton. And they're just going to go for another Glacial Lance here. But now that they're burnt and at -1, this is just not going to do anything to anyone. Yep. So now we can reasonably go for Behemoth Blade into this. No, we don't want to do that. This turn I want to protect, and I want to pick up the KO on this Indeedee first. Because because the Zacian is going to be faster than P2, the Behemoth Blade would go off first, and I want to guarantee we pick up the KO on the Indeedee with Tri-Attack and not Sacred Sword. Or Behemoth Blade, I'm sorry. So, that is going to finish off the Indeedee. And they're going to Trick Room again, but the last one didn't accomplish anything. Wonder who they have in the back here. I think Milotic is probably their best Dynamax target now. I mean, there's Lando, but we don't care about Lando. Like, I can just cycle out into Ensign. And click Trick Room again. Like, this is going to remove the Trick Room. Actually, no, I think it was correct to go into Spectre this turn. Because then we can fire off a Will-O-Wisp into the Landorus, expecting them to Dynamax it. But I think Ensign might be our Dynamax target now that the Spectre has taken so much damage. We could Dynamax P2 and just click Max Strike a bunch too. So we do switch out into Ensign. Gonna put Lando to -1, put Callie to -2. And there's the Dynamax. This is all fine and dandy. Yep, there's the Landorus as expected. This is probably Quake into the Ensign. Yep, there's a Glacial Lance. Doing a whopping 16 damage to my Ensign. I'm pretty sure that was a crit. No, it wasn't. I legitimately did not expect that to take me out. See, this is fine, though, because now our Trick Room is over. Like, we reverse the Trick Room, and we get to bring out Spectre in front of Landorus, and we get to click Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, we'll click Willow. And I'm just going to click Recover this turn. There's a non-zero chance that we actually lose the P2 this turn, because they Quake into that slot and pick up the KO. But we are faster than Landorus, so we should be able to get the Willow off before then. And if we connect it, I think we live. The question is how does the opponent play this? This is probably Quake into... I could see it being Quake into P2. I could see it being Quake into Lando. Okay, they're just going to Max Guard the Lando. That's even better for us because this wastes a turn of their Dynamax, and we get to recover. And they Trick Room once again. But, I mean, it's fine. Like, we're in basically full control of this game. Am I fine losing Zacian? I think the answer is no. So what if we... Am I fine committing my Dynamax here? I think the answer is yes. And then we reverse Trick Room. I wonder if they click Trick Room anticipating me to reverse Trick Room. Like, at what point do we get to that mind game? Like, I can't imagine it hasn't crossed our opponent's mind yet. And then, like, one of these turns we just don't and let them reverse their own. Okay, there's our Max Guard. There's the Glacial Lance. We eat that up. 20 damage to P2. And there's the Max Quake into Spectrier. And there's the Trick Room. So this turn, I'm going to take out the... I think it is more important to take out the Calyrex here and to leave the Landorus alone. Because by taking it out, we're going to remove the effect from them. We're going to remove the effect of them being able to reverse our Trick Room. And then we'll just go for a... We'll double in. We'll double into the Calyrex here. They haven't shown us Protect, so... Okay. That's really good because now we're going to get the Grimnay boost, so we're going to go to +1 special attack. And we're going to drop the defense on the Landorus, because now this is going to be their last Pokemon in. And we still have Zacian in the back for late game sweeps. There's the Earthquake. We eat that up. Surprisingly eat that up. If we get a burn here, it'd be really good. Okay, no burn. And they have Incineroar as their last. Interesting. I legitimately expected Milotic here. But I'm kind of okay with this. So we can go for Max Quake, but I don't think that accomplishes anything. This is also a physical move here. So I like just firing off a Max Darkness and going for the Tri-Attack into Landorus again. This will hopefully pick up the KO. They are at +1 special defense. But we're also at +1 special attack. Not quite, but that'll put it in range for the P2 to pick it up. I wonder if this is Snarl coming out from the Ensign this turn. There's Earthquake, going to take out Spectre, and that's completely fine. Yeah, it is in fact Snarl, but that's fine because P2 eats that up. And Landorus is in Tri-Attack range, so we get to pick up the KO there. And now we get to bring in +1 Zacian and just click Sacred Sword here. So this should be another GG here for us. I was really worried about this. I was legitimately really worried about this Trick Room matchup here, but we were able to pull it out, and that's really awesome. Wait, did I know they had Ensign as their last? When did Ensign take some? Oh, they took an Earthquake. I'm like, I didn't ever damage the Ensign. That was the first time we had seen it, but they Earthquaked themselves. So that is going to do it for today, everyone. Let's throw this team up one more time so y'all can check out this rental code. Make sure you go and pick up this team while it is available. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed this team. My one concern is just the amount of pressure we can put on with our Dynamax, but as that last game showed, you just really need to be flexible with what you do, because like this feels like a team that's very all in on Gigas, but when you don't bring it, you need to be able to adapt appropriately. And we did exactly that with the Spectre in the last game, being able to pick up the critical KO that we needed, put on pressure that we needed with putting on pressure against the Landorus to be able to pick up the KO on it, even though we do lose our Dynamax. I mean, honestly, we used all 3 of our turns of Dynamax effectively in that last game. Unlike our opponent, who really did not capitalize on theirs to the extent that I expected. So that is going to be it, everyone. Thank you so much. We will be back later in the week. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live, and we will see you later in the week playing some more Littleroot Laddering. Have a good one. Peace.